So coward the man I've become when I sing from the top of my lungs, that I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspire that make to be strong. And when I am gone I will rise in the music that I left behind, ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a climate-ed different side.
So if you're still watching this channel, thank you very much. I know it's been a while since I've produced any content, but this is the first of a new series of videos which I'm really excited to do, actually, probably more excited than I've been for quite a while. So that introductory clip was by a British artist by the name of Ren Gill, who had the #1 album in the UK last year, despite the fact that he has no record deal. And I think this guy is really extraordinary, and I think he is already, but going to become increasingly culturally very important.
Which means Ren has gone and done it. On the chance to perform, just live a normal life with his friends, that kind of thing, because he's too ill in bed to be able to do it. He's basically a reference to those struggles. And Ren says that the album is a victory over his health that he's had to struggle throughout his life.
So the exuberance and the emotions that you can see on display there, that's obviously a video of the moment that he was announced as having produced the #1 album last year. But yeah, the exuberance and the emotion that you can see on display there is not just the achievement of having produced the #1 album, but it was also a vindication of his life's work. He's really been through the ringer health-wise. He was misdiagnosed, probably he had Lyme's disease. Has Lyme's disease probably, but was misdiagnosed with it and spent years being incorrectly treated for a whole series of ailments that they thought he had but he didn't actually have. And then when none of that worked, oh well, it's all in your head, and then went through a whole bunch of therapy and antidepressants and so on. He sings about all of this, and I'll go into this story much more as I get to the appropriate songs, but it's one of the most impressive things about him is, given the unbelievable health challenges that he's had, that he has still managed to find the energy and the time and the relationships to put together some incredibly high quality work. But despite his illness, he has been incredibly prolific. I mean, you can see here as I scroll through the video list on his channel, and pretty much all of these are original pieces. There's a little bit of repetition, you know, live performances and stuff, but pretty much all of these are original pieces and collaborations with other artists. So I'm going to make a series of videos, and in future ones I'm going to do one song at a time and unpack them as to why I think they're important, what they have to say. And in this video, this kind of introductory video, I want to kind of make the case that he is the most perfect embodiment that I have ever seen anyway in modern times of the bard. Shakespeare has been nicknamed the bard, and I guess probably a good place to start is, what do I mean when I talk about the bard as an archetype? So here is an excerpt from, I think it's called dictionary.com. Doesn't really matter, they all say much the same thing, but I think this explains it pretty well. I generally hate doing this, but on this particular occasion I'm going to, so let me read this out to you. What is a bard? Nowadays, bard is a title bestowed upon someone who's considered a great or masterful poet, though it's much more than a synonym for a poet. Historically, a bard was someone who enjoyed writing lyrical verses. They were often called upon to recite beautiful prose in eulogies. In medieval British and Gaelic culture, a bard was employed by a patron, such as a nobleman, to commemorate the patron's ancestors and to praise the patron's activities as a ruler. The bards prepared poems or stories for such occasions. Over time, the meaning shifted, referring to a poet who is not only highly prolific, but is also very talented and well known. Shakespeare fits the bill because he reached wide audiences with his reflections on love, loss, tragedy, and more. He encompassed much of our human emotions, tapping into the hearts of medieval people and present-day lovers of poetry.
ground when your wings are cut. Your stomach burns when you're drinking from an empty cup. You know the entire ocean came from my tear ducts. I see the world through Fibonacci sequences and double Dutch. I guess there's some that's born lucky, there's some that's not. I tried to cut away my bitterness, hatchet job. I locked my youth inside the trunk, inside the pickup truck, then dumped that whole thing over that same bridge the night you jumped. I think about that sometimes, vividly. What it felt like to look down and see tranquility. One sudden movement in a world of possibility. Only one movement to expose our fragility. I fucking miss you, and I miss myself. I miss thinking we were indestructible as hell. I miss chilling by the pier cave and kicking back with Callum, Hugo, Justin, Sega, Stevie and the fucking lads. I miss missing that. I numb myself to close the gap. I never even call them up. Distance is my plaster cast to tell the truth. The day you jumped, my childhood jumped too. But I still can't find the anger. All I find is missing you, man. I miss you. With all my rhymes, I picture running 5 minutes quicker, I'm right on time. I picture pulling you back over the edge and then we're crying. And holding you, my brother, and telling you that it's fine. Not the way that it worked, I was late like a jerk. There's not a day where I can find a way to break from the hurt. Your body missing, so we never got to wave to the hearse. I hope you're listening, I love you, man, I miss you, absurd, fuck.
That was the opening couple of minutes of a song he wrote for a friend of his, kind of as a eulogy or a requiem, a friend of his who committed suicide. And so just going back to the notion of the bard, if the bard is prolific and talented and sings of things which are important and universal, then he absolutely fits the bill. He doesn't have a patron, in fact deliberately not so, but as a modern bard, like, not having a patron gives you the freedom to speak that which you feel needs to be spoken, and this is exactly what he gets to do. I've already shown you how prolific he's been, and he's just about to release a new trilogy called Vincent's Tale, which he did a prologue for a few days ago. But I want to talk about the talent dimension. You saw him there playing the piano. He also plays the guitar superbly. He has an incredible singing voice. He has a remarkable ability to give words structure, you know, the rhythm and the tempo and the syntax and the poetry that he finds in his words, and the choice of words to just deliver the right impact. I mean, he is a real artist in all of these dimensions. And he's self-taught in all of these things. He's never had a voice lesson or a guitar lesson or anything. This is my understanding anyway. I don't know the guy, but this is my understanding. And so he's entirely self-taught. And it's not just the guitar and the piano he plays other instruments as well. He produces the videos, he does the production, and he is an extraordinarily talented individual. And bear in mind, he's developed all of these skills and talents despite the fact he spent 10 years of his life having to be in bed half of the time. So you know, that only speaks even more highly to the talent that he has. And unlike a lot of talented people, he hasn't wasted his talent, right? He recognizes how talented he is, and he feels an obligation to use that talent to bring something important into the world. And this is the primary function of the bard, right? Is to speak important things, to notice what is going on in the world, and to speak important things. Pain and loss and tragedy and suffering, yes, absolutely, but also joy and friendship and redemption and honor and truth. And being a modern bard, of course, he also speaks of money and power and corruption and all of this kind of stuff. But underneath all of it, and this is, I think, possibly the thing that I love about him the most, underneath all of it, you can feel that all of it comes from love and from care. You can really feel it in all of his work. Even when he's really plumbing the depths of his shadows, there is, underneath all of that, there's a deep love of humanity that he wants to communicate to. And so he sings about and speaks about very important universal themes, and he does so with rawness and courage and authenticity and directness, which has a universal appeal. He reaches right across genres. One of the things I've got into as a consequence of getting into Ren's music is reaction videos. I didn't even know this world existed, but there's a whole plethora of people out there who you know, watch new songs as they come out, watch them for the first time, react to them, and it's really sweet, it's really cute. Now, a lot of these reaction video channels are having terrible problems with copyright from record labels. Ren, Doesn't give them any shit at all. Sure, you can use my music as you want. You can play clips, you can play the whole thing. You're going to get no shit from me, right? Like he's not proprietorial in that sense, and he recognises that allowing reaction channels to react freely to his videos and play them as they want to is actually only promoting him, right? It's good for him. I was just going back to what I was saying before about straddling genres and having universal appeal. The video that's playing at the moment is a sort of mashup of reactions to High Ren. And the reason I'm showing this is just to say that ability of this song to reach people wherever they come from. You have people coming from backgrounds in rap and hip hop. You've got people coming from backgrounds in rock and heavy metal, opera singers, piano players, guitar players, voice coaches. And if you look at it in a different way, you've got men and women, young people and old people, black people and white people. However you choose to divide up the culture, it doesn't really matter. Whatever the division, whatever the group, this song and his work more broadly has universal appeal. And so I again say the bard, this is the perfect embodiment of the bard, is that he reaches you wherever you're at.
I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before.
It was really quite sweet watching this, because at the start, all of these people are watching this video, are watching this song for the first time, and at the start they're all kind of scratching their heads, don't really know what to make of it. The clip that I'm using here, I've picked it up from about 2/3 of the way through the song, by which time they're all into it, and you can see how it is affecting all of them, right? Like every single one of these people are either in tears or jaws open or eyes wide open. It's affecting them, and it's affecting them deeply. And if you watch these reaction videos in their fullness, you will see and you will hear how personally affected and how personally touched they were by this song. So he really does have a remarkable ability to reach out across genres. And so this is the last section I'll go into, is just to speak a little bit about his character as I perceive it based on the actions that I've seen him take in the world. So firstly, while we're talking about reaction channels, I've noticed while watching the reaction channels that Ren himself reaches out to the reactors in the comments and says, hey, great, thank you so much for reacting to my song. I really enjoyed what you had to say about it. And then we'll specifically point to a couple of things that they said, right? So it's not just some generic thing. So the fact that he takes the time to look at what people are saying about him and get into dialogue with them. He's made some friends in the reaction community as well. There's a guy, Justin Hawkins and Knox Hill. These are 2 big reaction channels, and they've become close friends, and have ongoing relationships with each other. So he's got a humility about him. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's no fool and he's no pushover, as I'll show you later on in this series. And he's fully aware of how talented and how good he is, right? But and there's no false humility there, but there is humility. He absolutely sees other people as equals. He does not look down on other people in any way. And so apart from the courage and the authenticity, I see generosity, I see humility, I see gentleness, I see deep, abiding love and care for his brothers and sisters. All of us, in other words. And you can see this generosity, it's really very plainly in view when he collaborates with other artists.
And the world is more than a place in space on a spinning ball. And for now that's all, back to 1974. Back on 74, call this place my home. Never gonna cry anymore. Where did it all go? Ooh, ooh.
finish off, a little story about how he met Sam Tompkins, who is, a very good friend and long-time collaborator now. But Sam was out busking on his own. He's got a lovely singing voice, Sam. He was out busking on his own. Ren sort of walked by and go, "Oh, this guy's got a great voice. It'd be much better with some accompaniment." And he just, he had his guitar with him, and so he just offered to accompany him. It wasn't, to try and get a split of the money or anything, just because he thought it would be a fun and nice thing to do. And as a consequence of that, as I say, they've become very close friends and very close collaborators.
She's got poxy euphoric, the stick in the nose, and she's just under the upper hand, goes mad for a couple flies. She don't wanna go outside tonight, cause in her pipes you fly to the motherland, sell love to another man. It's too cold outside, the angels fly. Little lady, your mind you made up, your injuries you can't hide with makeup. You need some medical advice to make up a little life, say just in case it's more.
And so this is the story in Sam's own words. I will let you read it for yourself this time. I won't read it out to you. It's probably going to go a little bit too fast for you, so you're probably going to need to pause the video anyway. So I feel that's a sort of nice small example of the kind of character that he is. So like I said, I don't know the guy. These are just my impressions of him. I think I'm going to end there. I think that's enough for this video. Next one is going to be on High Ren, which you've seen a couple of clips of today, but I'll play you the whole thing and talk around what I think are some of the important themes in it. And I'll play you out with one more song by Ren called Power. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you agree with me that Ren is as perfect an embodiment of the bard as we have seen for a very long time. If he's not, I'd like to know who is more. I'd be very curious if anyone thinks, "Oh, I've got a better example." I'd love to hear it, and I'd love to become familiar with their work. All right, thank you very much for listening and watching. I'll see you next time.
Get it? Power. These kids don't play my shit, I never had a top 10. Maybe it's cause I sing about violence and depression. They say don't blame these kids, just focus on yourself, friend. Well, if they don't like what I'm doing now, then fuck them. Don't trip, I up the ante, learning licks like John Pashanti, smoking spliffs and popping candy, idolizing Sid and Nancy. Woo! Rock and roll in my soul, bumping Nat King Cole on the dole, fish and chips and games consoles, council house and violent flow. But life went sweet at home. Mum and dad took a trip and they split shalom. What will be, but me, I hate to see my mum alone. Late night crying, get so high to try to silence sounds of fighting. Through the walls I heard love dying, so I focused on my... That's what it was. I focused on my... Now let's go back. Let's go back. These kids don't play my shit, I never had a gold plaque. My style is old school, but I swear this ain't a throwback. I put my visions into rhythms on a dope track. To understand the place I'm coming from, let's go back. When I was 16, I was a sick teen, I was a victim of my head. I was just 16, up in the kitchen, racking up lines till my nose bled. 16, in an affliction, in an addiction with my bread. I was just 16, I was quite sick then, I was a prick then, I was a pleb, but... fuck it, we're all misguided individuals, life can suck it. My cup ain't half full, man, I'm filling up the whole bucket. I'll drink my tears so I can drown my sorrow. Sing like I might die tomorrow. Live butter. Note for note, I go for broke on every single song I wrote. And every single song I write brings freedom to my weary mind. A healing that you'll only find inside an intricate design of kicks and snares and fat bass lines. I flip the script until I find my... It is what it is. I focus on my... Now run the track. Run the track. Get it?